At 68, I thought family drama was behind me. I'd been estranged from my siblings for 15 years, ever since our mother's funeral, when they accused me of manipulating her will. The truth was, Mom left me her house and most of her money because I was the only one who visited her, who took care of her during her final years. My brother James and sister Sarah had been too busy with their own lives to spare time for a dying woman. But last month, everything changed when I received a call from a lawyer I'd never heard of. "Miss Blackwood, I'm calling about your late Aunt Margaret's estate." I was confused. Aunt Margaret had died 20 years ago. "I'm afraid there's been a significant error in how her estate was handled. You're entitled to a substantial inheritance that was never distributed. $2 million. Money that had been sitting in legal limbo for 2 decades. Within hours of receiving the paperwork, my phone started ringing. James, Sarah, cousins I hadn't spoken to in years. Suddenly, I was their beloved Diana again. They wanted to meet, to reconcile, to help me navigate this windfall. I should have known better. The first red flag was when James insisted the family meeting should be at his house, not a neutral location. The second was when Sarah asked me to bring all the inheritance paperwork, so we can make sure everything is legitimate. The third red flag was when I arrived to find a man in a suit sitting at James's dining room table, introducing himself as their financial advisor. It was a setup. They'd planned to pressure me into splitting the inheritance equally among all the siblings, claiming it's what Aunt Margaret would have wanted. When I refused, they revealed their backup plan. Sarah pulled out a folder of medical records, my medical records. She'd somehow obtained documentation of the depression I'd struggled with after Mom's death, the therapy sessions, the brief hospitalization. "We're concerned about Diana's mental state," James told the financial advisor. "We think she needs help managing this money. We're prepared to petition for guardianship if necessary." They wanted to have me declared mentally incompetent so they could control my inheritance. But they'd made one crucial mistake. They didn't know that I'd spent 30 years as a forensic accountant, specializing in financial fraud. They definitely didn't know that I'd been suspicious enough to record our entire conversation. And they had no idea that the inheritance itself was a test. There was no Aunt Margaret inheritance. I'd hired the lawyer myself, created the fake paperwork, orchestrated the entire scenario to see what my family would do if they thought I had money. They'd revealed exactly who they were,